It was much closer to being haunted yesterday because I almost killed a man. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And I suppose it is too early. If one is a layabout or a miscreant.
What was that? Who said that? Show yourself. Hold on.
Show myself. I'm shown. I've been showing. I can't get more show. Show myself, indeed.
That's freaky as hell. Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm.
It's a Forspoken thing, isn't it?
It's a Forspoken thing.
A bit of a Forspoken.
Got it.
Sure, yeah. So do I get some kind of special powers with it?
Yes. You can talk to a cuff.
That's it? Okay. Maybe we should go on a quick BRB while I get this amputated because I don't know how to get it off of my arm because it is taped to me.
No, that's totally fine. I think it's going to be okay. Let's just jump into the first news story.
I live for journalism and loud, unending conversation.
You know, you guys have that in common.
That's true. It does fit right back in. You know, it is a Forspoken launch day, or it was yesterday, and Forspoken's out, and it's fine.
You know,
it's fine.
it's very interesting because there's a lot of conversation about Forspoken in the news yesterday, today, all leading up to the launch, and it's incredibly divisive.
Yeah.
I would say. Because it's people being like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. This dialogue is so bad. It's so cringe and embarrassing. I hate this game. And then
Saige, you must let the news flow through you. Feel the news.
I don't know why people are saying that the dialogue is cheesy or corny in Forspoken. It seems weird.
I can't imagine why. And then there are people being like, this is sexist. You were fine with it for High on Life. This is just as annoying as High on Life. And to that I say, remember when we covered how annoying High on Life was?
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. When you got into High on Life, when I played High on Life, I was like, okay, this bit is not as annoying as it seemed in clips. And I will say, it's the same thing with Forspoken.
Yeah.
You know, this is video game dialogue. And, you know, like, that's the thing is, like, hearing it in V²30 is saying, hearing it in context, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. I think the biggest problem with Forspoken is it doesn't really have its own voice. It's borrowing a lot of the dialogue, and it's borrowing a lot of the gags.
It's ironic for it not to have its own voice, considering how many goddamn voice lines there are.
There's so many voice lines. And
like, if anybody should have its own voice, it should probably be this specific game.
You see, Saige, when we read the news together, we are unstoppable. We are bonded, you and I.
Well, I guess that means we should get into the news.
I wasn't finished.
Excuse you?
Ah, yes, the news. It continues. Good for you.
Okay, I was gonna do the news anyways. That's the thing, is it feels like a man telling me to do what I was gonna do anyway.
then you're going to love Unspoken or Forspoken.
If only unspoken, Anthony, if only unspoken. They leave nothing unspoken.
It is extremely spoken between the two of them. When the cuff is talking down to her, and then she is just dropping F-bombs because she's from New York. Of
course.
And they really want to let you know she's from New York. And
that means fuck.
Yeah, she doesn't belong in this fantasy world.
Anthony,
Saige.
this requires a bit of context. Now, we announced something big on the Patreon this week. And we've spoken about it on the internet now. So, hey, we might as well say it on It's Too Early as well. PixelCircus now formally has a studio.
Ooh.
We announced this first on the Patreon. There's an exclusive video on there, announcement showing a little sneak preview of it from Kaylee and I, if you want to check that out. But
she didn't actually tell me about it. I'm hearing about it now for the first time.
About it for the very first time.
I guess I'm not invited to the new studio.
Yeah. So that's part of the announcement. But it's really, we'll stay here for a minute until our sets are ready. We just have currently a building, an empty building. So we're doing all of the things that one has to do for a building.
How haunted? 1 to 10.
Honestly,
I'd say like a 0.
Like a 0 haunted. But it was much closer to being haunted yesterday because I almost killed a man. A man walks in to my studio, just opens the door, mind you. And he's like, hey, I had hit up our landlord to be like, hi, we would like to, have fire alarms. We think we should probably have those. And he's like, all right, I'll send somebody by to take a look.
Did you almost say fun fire alarms?
We would like to, it's the Invisalign, that's all it is.
We want some really fun fire alarms.
We would like some fire alarms as a treat.
Yeah.
And this man walks in and he stands in front of me. And I go, hi. And he goes, hi. Back at me in my voice.
What?
And I went, can I help you? And he goes, yeah, if you've got some kind of manager or something.
Ooh.
Oh, I own the company. And he looks to Josh. And Josh goes, and points back.
Yeah, Josh goes, no, bud.
And Kaylee comes storming out from the back. And I go, yeah. And he's like, you? And I was like, I do. I take it you're here to look at a fire alarm. And he's like, I don't think you need one. He said, businesses don't need fire alarms. But smoke detectors rather than fire alarms. I'm sorry.
Businesses don't
need smoke detectors.
Businesses don't catch on fire.
He said businesses don't need smoke detectors.
No, hey, I would say that businesses need smoke detectors more than homes because there are more things you're doing in homes that could accidentally make smoke. If there's smoke in your business,
something's real wrong.
You should probably know.
And I was like, well, I was just looking up building law, and it sure says we need them. He goes, oh, I've only been doing this for probably about twice as long as you've been alive, but sure. Gives us a little fire extinguisher and leaves. So the building came much closer to being haunted yesterday.
Yo, I super hope you called your landlord.
Not yet. Haven't had a chance. I will.
Wow.
I do. Here's the thing. Men don't care when other men are rude to us. But that's a conversation for another time.
Wow.
I almost killed a man. And the cuff brought me flashbacks.
Saige, you must let the news flow through. Feel the news.
On that note, yeah, let's get into the news. Hey, we mentioned High on Life, so let's get this out of the way right at the top of it.
Yeah.
Shall we? You have probably heard us talk about and seen the whole internet talking about the rancid behavior of Justin Roiland.
Ah, yes. Wubba lubba dub dub.
Cuff's not from here. Probably hasn't heard everything yet.
Was very insensitive. Justin Roiland, resident Rick and Morty piece of shit, has officially been let go from Rick and Morty and will be recast and from Squanch Games.
Yeah, so both companies, Adult Swim and Squanch Games, made statements yesterday saying. Adult Swim said basically, "Hey, Justin Roiland is no longer part of Rick and Morty. We will be recasting. The rest of the crew is working on season 7 right now." Which I think is wonderful. Adult Swim obviously had to immediately turn off comments on this post because, Rick and Morty fans.
Rancid fans gonna rancid fan.
And there are a lot of people that are saying, why even continue without him? Why do this? Why do that? But the people that are with it, the people that understand things say, hey, those two voices are like super easy voices. And Justin Roiland has not been day-to-day involved with that show probably since season 3.
Interesting.
And other than coming in and recording his lines. And also, everyone there hates him. He was vocally anti-union. He was completely inappropriate with employees, from what we've heard. There have been a lot of stories about how he was just a terrible person to work with. And so they're all like, cool, we'll just get somebody else to do the squeaky voice and the gravelly voice, and we'll move right along. And the other thing is, even if this does destroy the show, this means that the crew, the hundreds of people that make an animated series, get to finish out this season. They have a job. Adult Swim didn't just go, well, this one guy, this one terrible guy is really what it all hinges on.
Right.
And so you're all fired.
And I'm very happy to hear that. My first instinct when I heard it was like, what? Why would they continue it without him? Not because I'm like, wow, he's still important to the show. It's just like, why wouldn't they just end this horrific chapter?
Yeah.
But I'm very, very happy to hear that these other people get to keep their jobs. I am curious, as well as Xenophage, about the royalties issue. Because he was a show creator, I'm curious how much he still benefits from the show continuing.
A lot.
And that is a spicy bummer for me, because it feels then a little bit like it's just a cosmetic change. Where it's like, you're not hearing Justin Roiland, but he is making money off of every episode.
And I mean, it is a day-to-day change for those people in that office, for sure. But you know, it comes down to the, do we support this? Did you support Rick and Morty before? Is that a thing that's worth supporting? And you know, the other thing is like, should you continue to support this thing now that you know that this money is going to this horrible person no matter what? I think the most important thing is these people get a whole season to find their next job, land their next gig, continue their benefits, continue getting paid. The people who just got hired onto the writer's room will get their residuals for season 7, whatever those may be, as little as they may be at this point. But people are going to get the things that they should have. Although a writer did come out and talk about how toxic the writer's room was. They were a writing assistant and walked in and were allowed to sit in the writer's room for one day as a special treat, as long as they were completely quiet.
Horrifying.
And in the morning, immediately heard 2 homophobic jokes that just kept getting doubled and tripled down on. Mentioned it to HR, said, hey, I don't think I want to be in the writer's room anymore, if that's okay. The writers started making fun of this person in a group text that this person was on. And this person was taken out of all production and made an office coordinator, which if you know anything about production in the background, they were moved out of production.
Okay, maybe actually the whole thing should go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, you think about the kind of people that Justin Roiland hires, and I don't trust it.
Squanch Games made a similar announcement saying that they're going to continue working on High on Life and that they accepted Justin Roiland's resignation on January 16th. This one's a little different because as soon as High on Life is done,
make another game.
Squanch Games could make another game. They have an entire studio worth of employees.
You think they are?
I think they'd probably like to.
Maybe a little rebrand?
Yeah, probably a rebrand.
Maybe a rebrand in a hope that someone buys you?
They might. I think, you know, for a lot of these people, like Squanch Games started out as Squanch Tendo, which was a group of game developers and Justin Roiland. And I think probably in these people's minds, they're like, well, we built this thing as much or more than him. And he's gone now. Are we allowed to still do this, or is this all going to be taken away from us now? And
curious to see. These horrible men leave horrible things in their trail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are impacted when somebody at the top decides to be a fucking menace and a pest. So with that in mind, best of luck to the decent people who unfortunately had to work under Justin Roiland. Burn in hell to the people who harassed others on the team, and most of all, burn in hell to Justin Roiland. People were asking too, like, does he still get it? Because there's morality clauses. When you're a founder, when you own the IP, when you're a creator of it, those unfortunately usually don't apply to you. I've worked with a lot of shitty founders and company presidents that no matter what they do, there's no consequences.
In honesty, they get paid more to leave in most cases.
They get a nice little fee to be quiet and sit down.
Yeah, so he's
and not bring everyone down with them.
So this is Justin Roiland is probably getting one more very large payday from this, and I mean, hopefully, will if is found guilty of the things he allegedly did, will go to jail, and we will not hear from Justin Roiland. But, there's also a thing where it's like, hey, maybe this very wealthy person lays low for a little while and tries to stage a comeback. We've seen that before.
Sometimes I hear a story and I'm like, I'm a prison abolitionist. But God, I hope they hold one open just for you.
I'm a prison abolitionist, but I do believe some people should have to dig 20-foot holes and then live in them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, prison's gone. Decriminalize just about everything. Some people just dig a 20-foot hole and then live in that hole.
Yeah.
You have to live in the hole now. You're a whole person. For what you've done, you live in the pit.
Yeah, I'm not a pit abolitionist.
No, I fully believe in pits.
I think I would say I'm pro-pit.
Yeah.
I think I would be very comfortable saying I'm pro-pit.
We're pro-pit here. Speaking of some of this stuff that has gotten a little spicy, Hogwarts Legacy.
No, when you say gotten a little spicy, that would imply it did not start so spicy.
Well, I'll say this. I didn't think it was starting particularly spicy. I thought it was starting as we all agreed that this company was going forward with the bad thing. And we all were like, this dumb company's going forward with the bad thing. And then it did turn out that things were spicier than I thought, because I unfortunately maybe gave people too much credit again.
Yeah.
So the hot garbage that is Hogwarts Legacy continues, but in an interesting turn of events, Reset Era, one of the, if not the largest forum for people who play video games, has banned all mention of Hogwarts Legacy. You cannot speak about Hogwarts Legacy on Reset Era. Now, previously, they had a ban on promotional material for Hogwarts Legacy. They said you couldn't put the trailers up, you couldn't talk about pre-order stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then they finally just came out and said, you know what, there's nothing good to say about this. There's no reason for us to discuss it. We will not be indirectly promoting this. There is no questioning that your money goes to a billionaire turf if you support this game. Don't fucking talk about it on our board. Sorry.
Respect.
Now, Reset Era, if you remember, came from the ashes of NeoGAF, which came from the ashes of the Gaming Age forums, which are in ashes because they deserve to burn. They belong in the pit. And so one of the things about Reset Era was, hey, we don't like the politics of NeoGAF. This is kind of gross. So we're going to bounce. Not only do we not like the politics, we don't like that the owners and moderators of NeoGAF are pretty toxic abusers. So we're leaving. We're starting our own place. And I do like that they're deciding to do what people should be doing for a game like this, which is like, hey, you don't get to promote it. You don't get to say nice things or sea lion or make bad faith arguments or devil's advocate for things here.
And this is a reminder that platforms just can do that.
Yeah.
The platforms can. You know what they say in relationships where they're like, if he wanted to, he would. If they wanted to, they would.
Yeah.
Like, if they wanted to, they would. There's actually one more piece of, unfortunately, Hogwarts Legacy news.
Oh, okay. What is that news?
Now, this is not surprising in any way, but it's ironically very funny. There's nothing.
We actually have just gotten word that we are not allowed to talk about Hogwarts Legacy.
So what it is in game, you can make choices to do like dark arts magic, obviously. Now, in the books, in classic Harry Potter, that's seen as a bad thing.
Yeah.
In the game, it's not.
In the game, it's player choice.
In the game, it's not only player choice, but they said there will be no consequences for doing so because that would make the game judgmental. It would be too judgmental on the game's part.
Hey, if you do, this is basic video game shit that we've been doing forever. You choose the good path, you choose the bad path. This was considered top tier video game shit in 2007. If you do the bad thing, bad things happen.
One might think. This is the ultimate embodiment of role playing, allowing the player to be evil. Additionally, this was important because it comes from a place of non-judgment by the game creators. If you want to be evil, be evil. Hey, is there any doubt left? Is there any doubt left that the game's being made by Nazis, y'all?
On your feet. No time to recuperate.
Oh, God. No, do we have to do more news after that?
Yeah.
I don't want to do more news after that.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. They're literally like, well, we can't be judgmental of evil.
What they say is that characters in the game, if you cast a bad boy spell, which is called an unforgivable. If you cast an unforgivable, characters like the NPCs will be like, oh, but that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all there is. Like, here's the thing. As a reminder, what dark magic does in the Harry Potter universe and like what the alignment of dark magic was, it's not like, ooh, I make selfish choices. It's like eugenics.
Dark magic gets your nose. We've seen it. We saw it. Took Ralph Fiennes' nose.
Dark magic makes fun of your nose. The dark magic in the Harry Potter universe is wild. It's like weird, like, we think that we should be able to use magic for eugenics and segregation.
Yeah, get rid of the muggles. And the whole thing is, the whole game is about segregation. The whole game is about a goblin uprising and how you have to quell it. The goblins are tired of being forced to do what you tell them to do.
And they house elves.
And they just don't want to anymore. And it's your job to put them back in their place.
Anyways, it's very ironically funny that they're like, you can be evil when the whole plot line's evil also. Like,
it's not great. And so, listen, Hogwarts Legacy, always bad. Always bad.
Holding one open for her too. Holding one open for her too. Should we bring it back up?
Let's bring it back up.
Let's bring it back up. Anthony, did you know they're still making that Gollum game? They're still doing it.
No.
No, Anthony. They're still doing it.
No.
Do y'all remember when a tiny piece of the Gollum game leaked initially? And we were like, that's not a real game, that's a joke. And then they came out and they were like, no, it's real. We're actually making that.
We're making it. It's true. Here's what it looks like. And it looked like a PS2. And then they were like,
wild.
And then they were like, what is it's early. Now this is made by Nacon. These are the same people that did the Terminator game and the RoboCop game. And they are working on this for Daedalic. And it do look... Anyway, they came out last year and they made a statement saying, hey, we knew we were supposed to come out in 2021, but like maybe it's going to be late 2022. And now they came out with a new statement that said in their earnings report that they're going to be doing it in like the first half of fiscal year 23-24, which means it's coming out anytime between April and September now, which tells me, Saige, Gollum must be an April Fool's joke. This game, they've been toying with people. It's gotta be an April Fool's joke.
Good.
If on April 1st they said, we're not making a Gollum stealth game.
I thought we were making a Gollum stealth game.
That's ridiculous. That looks like this?
I would love that. That would be so funny. Look, if this game comes out, I'm gonna play it so hard because I think this is hilarious.
Might I make a suggestion? Try it all again, but completely differently.
The making of the game or the delivery of the news?
Is that really how you're going to read it?
I don't really have another take in me. We're live.
Yes, the news. It continues. Good for you.
Yeah. Anyways, the Gollum game could be out sometime between now and
You said
never.
that's just on with tape?
It's attached to my arm.
With tape.
Doesn't feel good to take tape off your arm, Anthony.
That's true. That's true.
That hurts.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's not
we should just deal with this. One of the biggest things about this Gollum game is like they're not allowed to make their Gollum look or sound like the movie Gollum, like the Andy Serkis Gollum, because they don't have the movie rights.
They can make it look like it because it's not like a face. Like it's not Andy Serkis's face.
It's not allowed to look too similar to the one from the movie because this is not a game based on the movie. The Lord of the Rings rights have been split up.
They have.
And so this is based on the books. So they're not allowed to make it look or sound too much like the Andy Serkis Gollum. And when you look at like all of these announcements and what people say underneath it, people are like, why does this look wrong? Why does this? We're having an Avengers situation. We're having a Marvel's Avengers situation.
I feel like it has to be less disturbing to see Gollum look different than to see a real Dollar General captain, you know?
Yes, I absolutely. I think the main difference is at least Marvel's Avengers was like had a graphical fidelity level that at least we looked at it and we were like, well, this is this gen graphics.
Yeah.
There's something about
that.
There's something about Gollum in this game looking different from the movie Gollum and also like a little PS2, PS3 that like makes everybody look at it and go,
Anthony?
what is with this bad Gollum?
That's my favorite part.
I know.
I genuinely love it so much. And it's gotten to the point where, and this happens to me rather frequently, I can't tell if I love it ironically or not anymore.
Yeah.
I've never seen the whole Lord of the Rings. I can say that. That's fine. So I have no skin in the game. You know what I mean?
You're
I got
just
nothing
like
to lose here.
You're just like, what is this wet little boy doing?
I'll play that wet little guy.
What is this wet little guy doing running around on his hands and knees?
I'll run around a stealth game as a wet little guy. That's hilarious to me.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have read that story that way, but you can do what you wish, I suppose.
A lot of judgment about the wet little guy. Is it the wet making...
Ah, yes. Wubba lubba dub.
Okay, no, you get that the fuck out of here. You do not bring that back up. We moved on. We brought it back up.
So anyway, the Gollum game is still happening. Do you know what it is? Do you know what's happening though, Saige, that
What?
I'm very excited about?
What?
Have you heard of a video game called Shadowgate?
I don't think I have.
Shadowgate was an adventure game, a point and click adventure game it had PC versions and stuff, but one of the first popular versions of it was on the NES. It was a point and click adventure on the NES. And I loved it when I was a kid. It's from like that school of adventure games where like you can see it here. It's this school of adventure games where like click on something, maybe you die.
I love to click on something.
Yeah, but it's just like click on, oh, you're dead. You know, it turns out the fountain was full of nails. You know, it turns out everything was wrong and you die. Oh, the kindly old shopkeep didn't like that you rang his bell. That's his explosion bell. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Shadowgate.
Oh.
And 35 years later, the original developers of Shadowgate are making a sequel.
Called Beyond Shadowgate.
Beyond Shadowgate. 35th anniversary of the original game.
That sounds fun as hell. I'd love to play that. It's got Oregon Trail energy in that, like, you're probably just gonna die.
You're probably just gonna die. I remember a puzzle in Shadowgate that took me forever when I was a kid, where there was in this tiny corner where they show you the picture of the room. Mm-hmm. There was the cobblestones on the bottom of the room. And one of the cobblestones had one pixel that was slightly more gray, and I was supposed to use a hook on it to pull it up out of the floor?
Of course, Anthony.
To find a bottle in it?
Obviously. You don't have your bottle hook?
It's one of those games, and Saige,
Yes.
I loved it to death. I didn't know any better.
Of course. You still don't.
I didn't know any better. I still don't. I just want to play Beyond Shadowgate.
That's great.
If you support the Kickstarter, they give you a little Shadowgate coin.
Yeah.
If any of it ever happens, you never know with Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, if you want to get Beyond Shadowgate from the Kickstarter, you have to take a hook and go somewhere. They've hidden your copy of Beyond Shadowgate.
Right,
Don't worry, we've delivered the rewards. You got your bottle hook?
If you can find that.
If you can answer my riddles 3, then your Kickstarter rewards you'll see.
I got very excited. I got my notification because I don't do a ton of Kickstarter. I mostly support friends' Kickstarters, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And the Gods of Metal Ragnarok books are finally prepping for ship.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that. We did a game of that on the channel a while back, and I was like, oh shit, new book.
New book.
Hell yeah, a
new book for my shelf.
I understand why you went through a big Kickstarter phase, because getting a present a year later.
It's a present.
It's so fun.
That's the thing. You get into this routine of supporting a Kickstarter and then kind of forgetting about half of them, and they just show up, and you're like, "Ooh, fun toy for me!" And then some of them you follow obsessively, and you're just like, "Ooh, new update about that thing that I've been following. Ooh, man, here we go." It's
very exciting.
It's very good, and then 30% of the time you don't get anything.
Okay, that part's less exciting.
You get nothing.
That part's less exciting. I want to talk about this, and we can't really.
Yes, the news. It continues. Good for
Yeah,
you.
you've said that one for sure.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have read that story that way, but you can do what you wish, I suppose.
Maybe the problem with this game is they've only got 5 voice lines.
Is that really how you're going to read it?
And they're all criticizing me?
Might I make a suggestion? Try it all again, but completely
Are all of your
differently.
lines going to be talking shit?
Yes! You can talk to a cuff.
Fuck you. Oh, damn it. Now I'm from New York.
Saige, you must let the news flow through you. Feel the news.
Okay.
He's not from here.
Genshin Impact was a game I really wanted to get into.
You still can.
But can't.
You still can. You and me and Genshin Impact. We could, this is not a bit. I'm grabbing her a little too hard. I'm sorry. I get really excited about Genshin Impact.
We just got you back from Genshin Impact. Don't worry. This shouldn't be something that encourages you to get back in. They released a rap for a Genshin Impact character.
Hu Tao.
And it's so fucking bad.
Please play this for me.
Anthony, we can't play audio from mine.
Oh, right. Let me bring it up here.
And we'll only play a second of it because it is a song, and I don't know if it's it's video game, so it won't hit, or it might. Hard to say. However, I do want to show you some of people's commentary on it because I think it's very funny. We have, what if the reason Hu Tao rap is so bad is so that every time someone dies listening to it, she gets more clients in the funeral parlor?
Yeah, this is the thing. Hu Tao is actually one of my favorite characters. She runs a funeral parlor. She runs a funeral home, and she can commune with the dead and see spirits and stuff. And she has she's constantly walking around giving people coupons for the funeral home. We'll see you soon.
That's very funny.
I love that.
Unfortunately, she did not reach out to any talented dead rappers before releasing this. We have Do Not Give Hu Tao the Ox. They did her so dirty. Basically, everyone fucking hates it. And I listened to it because I was like, is it that bad?
Well, let's find out.
You have to skip ahead into it a little bit.
Sure.
Because you'll be able to see from the visuals who's up because someone sings first. Maybe skipped too far. Maybe skipped too far.
Where do I go? What do I do?
It's a good question.
What happens? Oh.
Which video? are you on?
Oh, my fun.
There we go.
My fun Southern rock lady.
Here we go. If this gets muted, sorry.
Blazing trails through the midnight sky.
Oh, I'm gonna turn that off. Sorry.
She should not. They should have hired a different singing voice for her.
We're putting that real low for a second. We're gonna get through to the rap.
Here we go.
Butterfly, you two buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze, cause the universe.
It's real bad. They put no effort into dyeing it. Okay, that's it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's rough. Genuinely, that's pretty rough.
I have to imagine it sounds better in the original language, and they just did not do a great job with the translation.
Maybe.
I think it's also interesting. Listen, I'm all for voice actors being able to, like, hey, I'm the dialogue voice actor for this. You're having this character sing. Mm-hmm. So I should at least be given the chance to try to sing for this character. And I believe in that.
Sure.
But if you hear the actor and you go, oh, but you don't sing.
Oh, but this isn't.
You don't
No,
sing.
this is about the character beforehand, not about the rapping character.
Right. And then you get to Hu Tao, and I don't know if those lyrics were actually written to be on beat. I don't know if she didn't, if they played it to a different tempo track or something. I don't know.
Tom Biden said, game with Elon Musk character in it, not good at thinking things through sometimes. Like gasp.
Oh no.
Hey, speaking of Elon Musk.
Oh, do we have to?
A little bit, because it's funny.
Okay.
Here, we get to dunk. Twitter's not paying their rent. The Crown is suing Twitter over not paying their rent.
I honestly, so first of all, any city that has a headquarters or office space for Twitter, I feel bad for the people in that city. I want Twitter to be paying their bills and doing these things and bringing in jobs like they're supposed to. But I will say, between the San Francisco not paying their rent and now with the London office not paying their rent, I will say this. Hey, you dumb fucking city governments, stop letting tech companies move into your cities with a promise of jobs and offering them, you don't have to pay any city tax or state tax for 10 years. This is what you get. They never pay when the bill comes due. Never.
Yes.
Do not. If a company wants to set up, a large company wants to set up in your city, you thank them. You say, thanks. We would love to have you in our city. You're a large company. Let us know if we can introduce you to anybody that's a realtor in this city.
If that's it.
And that's it.
If small businesses that can't afford it don't get the tax break, why big business that can?
Yeah. Oh, because they're going to bring in so much more money. Are
What
they?
if small business could become big business?
Are these big businesses going to bring in more money for this? Because how do they do that if, number one, they're not paying city tax?
Are they bringing money into the city that way?
Number two, oh, well, they're doing it through jobs. Are they? Because a lot of their executive positions and some of their higher level positions, distance work.
Yep.
And some of their mid-level positions. And they're starting to extremely underpay people.
Yep.
And they're not paying employee taxes. So where does the money come from? This is some fucking Reagan-ass trickle-down bullshit that doesn't work. And we know it doesn't work. You can't say to a city, or you can't say to a corporation, hey, we're going to be real nice to you, and then later you be nice back.
Right.
You be nice back?
Of course.
Because but you will, right?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
We have their word, and their word is bond. Now, your word's not bond. You're an individual. What you say doesn't matter, and we'd like to prosecute you for something.
You know, Anthony?
Just for something.
You know, Anthony?
Yeah.
I don't believe in hell.
I believe in the pit.
But I hope they're holding the spot for Reagan.
Yeah.
But I'd say let's keep one open for Reagan.
I'd like to think that Reagan and Maggie Thatcher are having a terrible time right now. Yeah, Twitter's not paying their taxes. Twitter's not paying anybody from what I understand. But don't worry, people are paying for blue check marks, and they are in so many replies. Mostly about AI.
Yeah.
Mostly about AI. They have a lot of opinions about that. It's the new crypto. AI is how they're going to make their money now.
Absolutely the new crypto. You know what, Anthony?
What?
I signed on to Twitter yesterday.
First of all, I'm sorry.
I know. And I was following a crypto account. I've never in my life followed a crypto account. And there was a bunch of people I know that were following it.
Would somebody get hacked? Sometimes that happens.
But I looked back and I was trying to scroll and there was like months of crypto tweets. Because that's what I thought, is I was like, maybe it they like changed the profile picture, changed the name, changed everything on an account. And it was like a really egregious, to the point it almost felt like a joke, where it was like, boy, do I love crypto, like kind of tweets. Where I was like, are they joking? And then there was like legitimate crypto shit in it.
Ugh. So I have a buddy that got hacked a little while back, like a month back, and just started getting, all of a sudden was really into Ether. And I was like, no, this person is not into Ethereum. And I was like, hey, did you all of a sudden get really into crypto? And they were like, no, absolutely not. Why? I was like, hey, check your Twitter. Like, whole thing, like, kept that person's name and picture, but changed their like handle to myname.eth, like those people do. And then like gave it a fake hexagon. You remember like when Jarvis gave his thing the fake hexagon?
Yeah.
Really made it look like this person went all in on crypto. And it's somebody with like a small to medium sized following. And I was like, whoa, this is a huge scam. Getting people with like small to medium followings, large followings, hacking their account, making it seem like they're really into crypto, and then like disseminating that misinformation to their followers.
Absolutely wrecked.
Did you see what else? Like Twitter, there was a Twitter whistleblower that came out. A Twitter whistle. A whistle Twitter would have got about...
A Twitter whistle?
Might I make a suggestion? Try it all again, but completely
That one's for you.
differently.
That one's actually a Twitter whistleblower came out and told like the Federal Trade Commission that Twitter engineers have access to a program that they actually call internally God mode. They can take over anyone's account and tweet from it anytime they need to. And they were told to not have that anymore, and they still do. You know Elon Musk's not getting rid of that.
If Twitter wasn't necessary for my business.
Elon Musk loves that exists. Elon Musk thinks that's one of the coolest things about owning Twitter.
Of course.
He's not going to get rid of that.
Of course he does.
He's going to be like, I could make anybody say anything I want to at any time. If I could have an orgasm, I would at this thought.
Anyways, let's go back to game news.
Let's go back to some game
news. More
news.
Positive. This is just a random game I want to talk about, because more than anything, I want to talk about the fact that we're in a pirate era.
Oh, pirates.
Like, you know, we went through like a zombie era, right? And stuff like that. Like, we're in a pirate era right now.
Yeah. So, of course, Skull and Bone is still coming, as far as we know.
We talked about the Sail one a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
And now this one, Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew. Looks really cute.
This is the team behind Shadow Tactics and Desperados 3. Very, very good at stealth tactic-y kind of games. And so now they are making a pirate-themed one.
I think that's very fun. I don't know of something within like this game play style that has like a pirate skin on it. That's fun.
I like these characters. I like their designs. I like their weird ghost powers that they have. It's very, very fun.
I just fucking love pirates, man.
Yeah.
And we're really, pirates are having a moment. There's a lot of pirate games coming.
It's pirate time, baby. You know what they say. They say it's pirate time, baby.
That's what pirates say.
That's what
the pirate motto.
That's what they all say.
It's pirate time, baby.
It's pirate time, baby. That's their catchphrase.
You can't do it on the screen.
Okay.
Anyways, this looks really fun, and I just wanted to talk about how much I love pirate games and how much I look forward to it. It's ironic as someone who greatly dislikes the ocean. I love a pirate game.
Sure. And we've got Our Flag Means Death. We've got so much pirate media happening right now.
Here's the first gameplay trailer.
Pirate era.
An actual gameplay trailer? This just looks fun as hell. I don't play a lot of like stealth tactic-esque games.
Mm-hmm. We were actually just talking on Monday about how I don't do a lot of like strategy / RTS / this kind of thing.
But this looks very fun to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched these and I was like, yeah, no, I'm in.
Here's the thing. Shadow Tactics. Mm-hmm. Shadow Tactics was good stealth, and it's good stealth because of the things they do, like we're seeing, where it's like you're allowed to see what somebody's cone of vision is. You're allowed to see where their line of sight is, which is like, I need to know that. I need to know because every game is different, and I need to know in your game, how far can a guard see? In your game, how far can a guard hear? Because it's going to be different than another game. And if I can't figure it out immediately and the rules are not consistent, I hate your game.
That makes sense.
I hate it. So being able to see all of the things that you need to see for stealth makes me very, very happy.
How far can a guard see?
How far can a guard see? How big is a cat?
That doesn't sound like words anymore. How far can a guard see?
Oi, how far can a guard see?
Hey.
Oi.
How far can a guard see?
I used to know your father. How far can a guard see? Aren't you from How Far Can a Guard See?
Can you make that Rickard's punt, like Rickard's little catchphrase in the next season?
Yeah. How far can a guard see?
Yeah.
Oi.
I think that should be Rickard's little catchphrase.
Yes. Wubba lubba dub dub.
I realized that I said little catchphrase, but I would love if you would get a new one.
Might I make a suggestion? Try it all again, but completely
Okay, I am understanding the criticism of this game. This is really repetitive. Let's get into a little bit of TV and movie news.
TV and movie news. Hey, listen. We all want to fuck the M&Ms. Listen, hey.
I said TV and movie news.
TV.
Why'd you get fuck the M&Ms?
Oh, it's just under the where we normally keep the TV and movie news. We all want to fuck the M&Ms. Look, according to Tucker Carlson, as of last year, we all want to fuck the M&Ms. Tucker Carlson was very, very distracted by the green M&M. He thought that the thigh highs on the green M&M were there to make him unfaithful to his wife, who allegedly he has not slept with. Period.
Yeah, man, TV movie news, go on. Yeah, keep going with this good TV movie news.
So, apparently, out of nowhere, like a week ago, for no reason, nothing new has happened with the M&Ms. Came out and talked even more about how the M&Ms are there to be sexual objects. Called the purple M&M obese.
Now this became a sound that was going around on TikTok.
It became hugely popular. And there is like there's a sound that has been used 9,000 times. 9,000 times. May I show you one of the TikToks from this sound?
Sure. Sure, why not?
So Crooked Media posted this original clip with something that just said, I can't believe this is a real clip.
Okay. Are you gonna
Do we want to do that one, or should we show?
No, let's show people being funny.
Okay, so people are now doing TikToks from the point of view of an intern at Fox News while Tucker Carlson is delivering this line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woke M&Ms
Hold on.
returned.
Here we go.
The green M&M got her boots. Woke M&Ms have returned. The green M&M got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe. And there's also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course, because that's what we do.
Because that's what we do. Is very funny. Him so proud of himself.
We're going to cover that.
Don't worry.
Of course.
We got it.
We're going to cover that. Of course.
Obviously.
Because that's what we do.
It's fucked.
Nothing changed about these M&Ms.
No.
But unfortunately,
He's playing fanfic. Tucker Carlson's on M&M AO3.
he's playing the hits. Tucker Carlson is on the Tucker Carlson tour. And everybody's like, don't do a new hate bit. Do that ridiculously stupid one we all love. Make us mad at the M&M.
Do the one about the M&Ms again.
Do the one about
they're a lesbian.
What? Tell us how we want to fuck the candy.
With the shoes on.
What? And unfortunately, like, all of this does bleed back to M&M Mars. And M&M Mars was just like, this isn't worth it. It's not even, they just have shoes, man. Like,
shoes.
It's just shoes. So M&M's had to announce on Monday afternoon, hey, this is a tweet they had to do. America, let's talk.
Oh.
In the last year, we've made some changes to our beloved spokes candies. We weren't sure if anyone would even notice, and we definitely didn't think it would break the internet. But now we get it. Even a candy's shoes can be polarizing.
What?
Which was the last thing M&M's wanted, since we're all about bringing people together.
Okay.
Therefore, we've decided to take an indefinite pause from the spokes candies. In their place, we are proud to introduce a spokesperson America can agree on, the beloved Maya Rudolph. We are confident Miss Rudolph will champion the power of fun to create a world where everyone feels they belong. Imagine Maya Rudolph taking the check and reading that.
The sheer amount of money that she must have been offered to be the next thing after the spokes candies, because the candies were too controversial. I hope Maya Rudolph does beat up Tucker Carlson. I hope somebody does.
Now, there's a theory that this is a bit, and that
No, this is on the official Twitter.
No, but there's
like,
a theory. No. There's a theory that M&M's is doing a bit.
I mean, maybe.
Because
I would love that.
There's a theory that M&M's is doing a bit where they will do because they have a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
And so they're doing a thing where it's the theory is they're going to do a fake out where it's Maya Rudolph.
And they're going to be like, haha, JK, Candies is back.
And it's Maya Rudolph and the spokes candies together.
And they are lesbians.
And they are lesbians, and they're going to make out with Maya Rudolph. Because there is something that is either incredibly tone deaf or incredibly clever about this announcement.
It can only be one or the other. It's either absolutely fucking full fuck bananas or it's very funny. Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Speaking of lesbians.
Always.
My personal faves, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, are back for Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special on February 9th. And we got a great trailer for it.
The news. It continues. Good for you.
It does. The good for you is condescending.
I don't know.
I think you got to stop saying that. You
don't know how we do things here, Cuff.
Okay, I'm not playing the audio on this because it has a song playing throughout it. Of course, it's a Harley Quinn trailer.
And we're probably not going to show much more of this because HBO loves to hit us.
Does love, but there was a few things in here.
The Demon Etrigan, Dark Side. Like, this is very good. This is the Demon Etrigan. I love that. I love Jason Blood. I love the Demon Etrigan. I love his little rhymey rhymes. And
Darkseid is in love.
when I was a kid, I thought Etrigan was so cool because that's exactly who Etrigan is for. A child that knows no better. And I have grown into an adult that is like, this is the corniest shit in the world, and I'm still here for it.
I'm so excited for this. The Harley Quinn animated series is my favorite animated content on TV right now. It's so fucking good. And that's soon. It's terrifying that February 9th is soon.
When they introduced Darkseid, I was like, whoa, they're going big.
Yeah.
They're going big. And I didn't know that they would bring him back. Like, I thought that was going to be like a one-off thing.
No. Darkseid is in love.
Like, how often can you use Darkseid in Harley Quinn?
Day.
Like, how often are they going to be allowed to do that? And it turns out all the time.
But like all the couples.
Oh. This.
Like, come on.
That's very good.
I'm so stupidly excited for this special.
I like that a lot.
I'm so pumped for it. The main plot point, it would appear, is that Harley and Ivy hook up, and it's so good they accidentally make the whole town fall in love. Because of Ivy's pheromones.
That's good.
I'm trying to say it as PG as possible.
That's very good. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
That's damn good.
That's
10
good.
out of 10 no-notes, agree, Dirty Cooper. Big fan, big fan.
Harley Quinn is so good.
God, the Harley Quinn animated series.
Best
so
DC
good.
thing. Best DC thing.
The one thing I don't want reset is both versions of Harley Quinn.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
pretty all right.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
On your feet. No time to recuperate.
Okay, I think that
All right.
it thinks that we're lagging a little between bits, apparently.
All right. Well, what if I told you the Disney adults are at it again?
They're always at it.
They're always at it. And look, we got no problems with the Disney adult. Here's my thing. Love what you love. Enjoy your thing.
Hey, love who you love, even if it's Mickey Mouse.
Even if it's Mickey Mouse, even if it's the Demon Etrigan. Love who you love. But there are some, obviously, hey, the word fan is short for fanatic. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's very true.
Sure, where's this going?
You might know that Splash Mountain closed this week,
Yeah,
as it should.
good riddance.
It's going to come back as the Princess and the Frog. But it was closed because, like, hey, the Song of the South is
Horrible.
not as bad, man. It's why'd
Real bad.
we make this ride? We built this ride in like 1989. We like.
And Anthony, you told me this wasn't true last time, and it is. Splash Mountain was originally named and built for the movie Splash. And they put the Song of the South shit in it. But it was...
No.
Why do you think it's not named anything for the Song of the South, Anthony?
Because it's a mountain and you splash, and they have Thunder Mountain and Space Mountain.
It's because,
And they already knew this, like...
I don't think... who was it before Bob Iger?
Michael Eisner.
Eisner, I think, just really loved Splash.
Eisner did love Splash.
It was just Eisner really, really loving Splash.
I just, like...
That was genuinely it.
That's...
It was for the movie Splash. Have you seen the movie Splash? I fucking haven't.
I have. Tom Hanks falls in love with a mermaid, played by
Eisner was
Daryl
just a
Hannah.
Weird guy.
It was a very big movie in the 80s.
Eisner was a weird guy and was like, yeah, let's get a splash ride in here. And they did.
That's so wild, but I mean... How can that be true?
No, there's just racism all over the ride now.
How can that be true? And yet it is, I guess. That's wild. But Eisner is the same person that did like the runaway limousine ride.
Yep.
Like Eisner loved the fact that he was one of those guys that's like, we make movies and movies are cool in the business of movies. Well, but instead of the mermaid one, they did the racist one. And the racist one was up for a good long while. And they finally shut it down. And some people, some of the Disney adults are so into Disney must remain the same no matter what.
Sure.
And are bummed about it closing. People obviously it was the last week of Splash Mountain, and people were like, I gotta ride Splash Mountain one more time before it closes.
And for me, I'm like, I want to go to Disney so bad. I'm waiting until it opens again.
Right.
I'm waiting to see Princess Tiana.
And you know, Disney at least was smart enough to not do anything, you know, like, hey, we've got extra fucking Splash Mountain merch or like commemorative whatever. Like
no extra splash.
They didn't do anything like that. There wasn't anything special if you rode the ride. They were smart enough not to do that. The problem is with the Disney adults, because you see the Disney adults have decided that this is an important part of Disney history, and they are selling Splash Mountain water on eBay for up to $150.
Okay, listen. As a bitch who puts out a jar for moon water, this is ridiculous.
You gotta bottle up that racist water and leave it out under the moon so the racism of the water becomes more powerful.
Get fucked.
Of all the things, look, there are some things. Disney owns 30% of all media. I'm wearing a Disney t-shirt right now. Like, there are some things that Disney makes that I feel very strongly about.
Absolutely.
And I think, you know, we're all like that to an extent. One thing from the Disney parks that I've always wanted, that I'm bummed that I missed, is there was only ever one Black Cauldron attraction. And it was in Disneyland Tokyo, and they shut it down in 2006.
And you got a special medal if you completed it.
You got a special medal. And I
sell those on eBay too.
I know, and they're a little pricey is the thing, but I've always wanted to go and see that attraction, and I've always wanted the medal. You get a medal for being a good boy and using the sword against a dragon.
Right. It was also the scariest ride they ever made.
Yeah. And so, you know, I understand wanting bits of history. I have like some old Epcot stuff from when Epcot was just the nerdiest field trip you could go on. Like Epcot was just like, hey kid, do you want to ride a 45-minute ride about hydroponics? Hey kid, do you want to ride a 45-minute ride about telecommunications and optical cable? Yeah,
sure.
Kid, would you like to know about alternative energy sources on a 45-minute ride? Yes, more than anything.
Anthony, do you know what it is for me? The mermaids. And this was in the 70s, I want to say, at Disneyland, when they had physical like ladies out there.
Oh, in the lagoon.
As mermaids.
Yeah.
I would have given anything to see all the lady mermaids.
When the 20,000 Leagues was still there.
Here's the thing. If you put me on 20,000 Leagues, I'll have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I know that I will. I don't want to be underwater. I don't like it. I've watched videos of 20,000 League, like the window video, and it makes me queasy.
Yeah.
And watching the video on YouTube.
I'll say this. So it's obviously made to look like you're going underwater. The thing that bugs me the most about it is that it's tiny like a submarine. I don't have a thing about water, but I remember going in as a kid to 20,000 Leagues and sitting in it and being like, oh, this is small.
And they do put you a little bit under the
They put you like a little, but it's like those double paned windows and they fill up water in between to make it look like you're underwater.
But so they just go the windows go under enough, and then there were a bunch of like not real lady mermaids that like sat down. They're supposedly still in the water at Disney. I think that's very fun.
Like they died there.
They're fake mermaids.
Oh, fake mermaids,
not real ladies.
What did Walt Disney do to those mermaids?
Like mermaid statues that are under the water that are still there that they never removed. But you would see actual like ladies swim by as a mermaid.
That's so cool.
And I just think that that's so cool. I also know that it was like a really shitty job that was probably very dangerous, and you like spent all day out in the sun in the water. It was not great.
I do remember, like, thinking back on it now, I do remember my father never went on 20,000 Leagues.
Yeah.
Only my mother. Because I think my father was just like too claustrophobic.
That makes sense.
I think he was just too claustrophobic because somebody just said, C. Dandino says like, yeah, and that was when we were kids. Imagine what it was like for our parents at full human height.
Right. Okay. I found a clip of the mermaids. Hold on. I don't know
Okay.
what that is, but show me the mermaids. These are like the rehearsals for the mermaids, but
And there they are.
the real fucking mermaids, dude.
Just mermaiding around.
Mermaiding around. Anyways,
That's a cool gig.
right?
Can I tell you what? That's a cool gig.
Look at them just out being mermaids.
Think about all the gigs at Disney. That's kind of a cool gig. Your job is to hang out with the other mermaids, splash around and play, and then go back in so you don't get too hot. Like, other people are walking around dressed like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. They got to deal with me freaking out on them because I'm obsessed with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It's just some kid, and I'm freaking out on some kid. They just get to be mermaids and hang out.
It was even earlier. This was the 60s.
Oh man.
Wow.
The swinging 60s when mermaids were mermaids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And M&Ms didn't wear boots. We knew in the 1960s who we were supposed to be attracted to. The mermaids, not the boot-wearing candies. And definitely not our wives.
That's it. That's how it should be. Traditional values.
Traditional values.
Ah, yes. Wubba lubba dub dub.
I don't think you get
I
the
think I can
vibe.
start.
I don't think you get the vibe.
Can I just...
Hey, we should say while we're talking about pop culture here,
Oh.
Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
The Oscar nominees
Didn't take any
happened.
time to talk about the Oscars, and that's fine.
That's fine because we probably don't have a ton to say. I will tell you what I have to say, which is, do you know what the most nominated film of this year is?
I do.
Hey, anybody? Does anybody know what the most nominated film of this year is? It's the best film, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Woo!
With, what was it, 11 nominations?
I freaking love this. I am so excited. I love this film. I love this film. And all of the nominations are the nominations it should have. It should have a Best Picture nomination.
Yes.
It should have Best Actress for Michelle Yeoh. It's got 2 Best Supporting Actress nominations for Stephanie Sue and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wow.
Who Jamie Lee Curtis is basically campaigning for Stephanie Sue to win. It's got Best Actor for Ke Huy Quan, my childhood hero. Data Short Round. Waymond Wang. This is amazing. I am so excited that this is getting, especially Stephanie Sue, who's been basically snubbed for every award. Jamie Lee Curtis is doing great this award season. She's getting nominated, and listen, she's brilliant, but her part is not anywhere near the level of Stephanie Sue's part in that movie. And the fact that, and this happens a lot, the older entrenched actors, especially as they start to get older, get nominated more and more easily because it's like, give them their flowers. And I understand that. But like, Jamie Lee Curtis was very funny and very sweet in that movie. Stephanie Sue was that movie. Come on. Give it to both of them. That's what I have to say.
That's it.
Give it to all of them.
And not like a shared thing, like
No.
additional awards.
Yeah, like here's an additional award for even better supporting actress.
Yeah.
Best and bestest supporting actress is what they should have.
Yeah, good. I like it.
That's the way it is.
That's my notes on the Oscars. Look, there's a lot of nominations. I'm going to be honest, I saw so few of these, but there was an interesting thing. There were people from the Dark Knight team that were like, if The Dark Knight had come out in this year, it would have been nominated for Best Picture.
Hey.
Which is very funny.
I mean, look, shut up. Shut up. Listen, is it not enough for you that you made a superhero movie that everybody agreed pushed the superhero movie forward? Like, we all knew it was good. And at the time that the Oscars came out that year, we were all like, where's Heath Ledger?
Shua.
So it's not like we didn't say it. It's not like nobody recognizes The Dark Knight. Here's what I will say. A Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, that's why I went to this. Look at this. Okay, ready?
A Top Gun Maverick?
So Best Picture. That's how you know. It feels like no movies came out this year. I think this is every movie that came out this year, just about. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of the Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
So I always forget that they nominate 1,000 things for Best Picture.
Yeah, they
Some
do.
things are just there because, you know, they're there.
Right.
But, you know, like Avatar is not going to win. Elvis is not going to win. Top Gun is not going to win. But there's some great... Man, can you imagine being Steven Spielberg and deciding, I'm going to make a movie about being young Steven Spielberg? And everybody's like, this is the best movie ever.
God damn it. God damn it.
But Tar, you know, All Quiet on the Western Front, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere. These are good movies. Women Talking. These are good movies.
Actor in a leading role, we have Austin Butler as Elvis, Colin Farrell from Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nye
Bill Nighy.
for Living.
Do you know the one that
science guy?
Yeah, the Bill Nighy, the science guy, he is nominated. There are a lot of good ones. One of the ones that sticks out to me was Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett nominated for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, so this is for actress in a supporting role. I think that's part of it, is like recognizing that, like, oh shit, like Wakanda Forever is making some Oscar lists.
Yeah. She's the first she's the first actor in a Marvel film to be nominated for an Oscar, which I think is great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Stephanie Su, by the way, is the first Asian woman to be nominated for supporting actress, which is also a big thing.
I hate that that's a fact.
Yeah.
I love that she is nominated.
Yeah.
It is a stark and cold realization that is something we have to say. But goddamn.
Yeah.
And Angela Bassett is a goddamn gem.
Love to see Brendan Fraser, always. Always and forever. I mean, look, there's some good stuff. There's some really good stuff this year. Like we said, like there's tons of it, and we're not really
For the
following too
most
much
part,
of it.
it's the same 6 movies through every category because that's how the Oscars go.
Yeah.
Except for the only one that matters, animated feature film. Animated feature film, we have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On,
Yes!
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. Holy shit, Turning Red has only been out for that long?
Yeah, can you believe it?
Turning Red was adorable. I love that movie, and I feel like a lot of people kind of, it scooted by them.
Did you watch Marcel the Shell with Shoes On?
I didn't.
It is...
The only one of these that I've seen is Turning Red, I'll be honest.
Marcel the Shell is the sweetest, most adorable film. One of the sweetest, most adorable films I've ever seen in my whole ding-dang life.
Did you watch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio?
I did. I went to a screening where I watched Guillermo del Toro and the Blue Cat Man ignore everybody to talk to each other.
I heard it was very good.
It's so good. I think we talked about it a little bit on the show after I went to the screening.
Yeah.
You have to see it. You have to see it. You will love it.
Really? Pinocchio?
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to like Pinocchio. I went in for the GDT of it all.
I've never liked Pinocchio.
Oh, listen, Pinocchio, not the greatest, but listen, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Like, okay, SpaghettiOs, they're fine.
Sure.
Guillermo del Toro's SpaghettiOs.
I think this is having the desired effect.
Motor oil. Guillermo del Toro's motor oil.
Is this a Cars movie?
Okay, think about this. Think about this. Paying your taxes. Guillermo del Toro's paying your taxes.
I love it! Wait, Guillermo del Toro's paying my taxes. I love it. Okay.
He's got the money. He's spending it all on action figures.
Yeah, you got me with that one.
Look, it's very good. It's a complete inversion of the story. It's set in World War I after World War I, beginning of World War II during the rise of fascism in Italy. It's fucking dope. I love it so much.
And the last little piece of news that we have is the Fallout TV series released a couple of photos that show the Red Rocket gas station. And I just want to look at these together because, oh my God, it looks so good.
Hey.
Like, that's Fallout.
That's Fallout, baby.
You're really doing a Fallout.
Now, the little part of my brain, that understands marketing is saying, of course they're showing us this. Of course they're showing us this. They did the art direction. They got the money. They're building the sets. The sets look right.
Yeah.
This is how they start building our excitement. But we don't know anything about this show.
Sure.
Is the show going to be good? Is it going to be bad? We don't know. Here's what we do know. The art department did their homework, and I love it.
Yeah. It doesn't tell me anything about the show. It just tells me it's a good-looking gas station.
Oh, man, that does look really good.
Right?
That does look...
That part.
That looks really good.
It's still in progress. It's still being built.
Here's the thing. Fallout's one of those things where I'm not the hugest Fallout guy. It's one of those franchises where when everything started getting turned into a movie and a TV show, and they were like, Fallout, I was like, great. I'm excited to enjoy the story of Fallout without playing Fallout.
I enjoy Fallout.
Yeah.
I liked it very much.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I'm with Grumpy Steen on this, the live studio audience, who said I would pay to walk through that set.
Yeah.
I would also. It's like at Universal Studios in Hollywood. They have the War of the Worlds set, which was like
Saige, you must let the news flow through
We're
you.
not allowed to talk.
Feel the news.
Yes,
I want to hear about it. No, I want to hear about it.
Like, it's fine. It's just they have the War of the Worlds set. It's very impressive. The wreckage is very interesting. That's all. It was a big set.
No.
They cut up a real airplane.
No, I love that. And I do love these when these TV shows and media companies understand that we want to do stuff like that. Like Netflix has such a huge business now doing live experiences for shows. The Stranger Things experiences always sell out. The Bridger.
I wasn't finished.
Good. Yeah, I'm trying to stop.
Oh my God.
Attached to my phone.
Ah, yes, the news. It continues. Good for you.
Anyways.
You see, Saige, when we read the news together, we are unstoppable. We are bonded, you and I.
All right, that's all the news that we have time for. I've got to figure out how to get all this tape off my wrist.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you for joining us for today's show. Of course, we do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at exactly 8 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, if it's 8 a.m. where you are and we're not doing the show, call the time police. Go ahead and narc on time if that's the kind of person you are. But I hope you're not. Saige, when we're not doing this show, where are you?
I'm everywhere on the internet at Not Saige.
I am everywhere on the internet at A Carboni. Here on Twitch, I'm at Anthony Carboni, and I got a podcast at wehaveconcerns.com.
And
I have a weekly podcast with the Sorting Hat from Harry Potter.
Jesus fuck! No, okay. Ew! What?